All right. Corrupted Angel. Solid stat line. 1/1 looks pretty good. This light card art is so freaking creepy. Whoa. Like, really creepy. This is my first time seeing. Ugh. Hey, it's Argus. Nice. Hmm. Well, I don't remember. Yeah. This is my first time seeing 80% or 90% of the card art. 6 mana, Corrupted Angel, Light, Aether Tribe, Frontline, and Leech. Seems pretty good. Gain the strength and health of the Chosen One. So if you have a big Chosen One, you are also going to have very large Corrupted Angels with Frontline and Leech. Although if you can Dearly Departed or do like a stat reset to base stats, not Dearly Departed, Shines on Us All, something along those lines, this would become a 1/1, which is kind of funny. 5 mana light card, 5 mana 5/5, Aether, Lutristic Cultist. Lustric rating is so hard. It looks like Lustric, but Lustric Cultist, burn 1, 5 mana 5/5. That is a very big cultist. Evil. So this dog is so creepy. Oh god. Okay, 4 mana. Oracle's Offering, Soulless. Pull the top 2 spells of your void to your hand. Dread Touch, reduce their mana cost by 2. Lustric. 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 So that's pretty interesting. It is 4 mana. But I mean, in Control Light, pull the top 2 spells of your void to your hand. Dread Touch. I mean, does this make it? I don't know. But reducing the cost of spells, that's great. And getting them back in your hand, it's definitely a decent value generator. I don't know if it's going to be. I don't know. I'm on the fence. It depends on how good the spells are to be played. I mean, hmm, hmm. 3 mana 2/4 False Acolyte. Faker. Frontline, after friendly creature is destroyed, give the chosen one +2/+2. Wow. Okay. So also an Aether, and this is going to buff. Seems like a great card for Heal Light. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, Heal Light, yikes. Anytime something dies, although it's a 3 mana 2/4, not the best stat line, it does have Light and Aether Tribe, which is nice. Oh, it has Frontline. So it's like a worse Pyramid Warden that will also buff your chosen one if you have board. Lustric Punisher. 4 mana 3/5, so Guild Enforcer stat lines without the armor. At the end of your turn, give the chosen one +2/+2. So if this becomes your chosen one, at the end of your turn, it will be a 5 mana. I'm sorry, 4 mana, 5 attack, 7 health creature. And the turn after, it will scale again and again forever in perpetuity until it's either killed or reset. But pretty solid. Solid stat line, has no tribe, but it's gonna buff. It's gonna give 4 points of stats at the end of every turn, which, if we've learned anything about infinite value that happens at the end of every turn, it is pretty much a front line that has to be dealt with. Font of Initiation, 3 mana 0/2. That seems like a bad card. Let's read the text. Backline. At the end of your turn, transform a random friendly acolyte into a 5/5 Lustric Cultist. For reference, you turn your 1 mana 2/2 into a 5 mana 5/5 with 1 burn. So this doesn't die to Curse of Greed anymore. Value trades with a lot, and it's at the end of every turn. So if your opponent can't deal with the 0/2, you can God Power for 3 mana. And at the end of your turn, your Acolyte will turn into a Lustric Cultist. It's like an outfit change and a huge power spike. So, interesting. Lustric Oracle is a 3 mana structure as well, which is interesting. Aether, roar, add a 2/2 Acolyte to your hand, Dread Touch, add 3 instead. So a 3 mana 3/4 Aether that will give you 3 Acolytes in hand if you're willing to kill a friend. Card art. Yeah. Creepy. That is an Acolyte. Right? That's like an Acolyte that's turning into whatever that thing is. Corrupted Angel? Yikes. Or is it an angel? Okay. Also creepy, but she seems like she has a good personality. It's a goat. I thought it was a dog. It's like a spider goat. So creepy. I mean, like the candles are out. Like her eyes are like creepy. Yep. I can't fix her. Okay, also creepy. I feel like this is the final transformation of the angel, right? Like whatever's happening to this, the corrupted angel is becoming the Punisher. Which is pretty cool. I like the card art. It seems good. Some jams going. Okay, I'm not the creepiest card art, but definitely cold vibes. This, I mean, this guy looks cool. He looks like he's, that is so creepy. It's a really interesting take, right, on like light being evil. Interesting. All right. So now that everybody's kind of creeped out, we're on the same page. So I don't know if this is good. It has a solid stat line. Even if you play it by itself, it is good. I think this is good, right? Like, maybe you don't even want to Dread Touch. You want to play this on 3 as a 3 mana 3/4, and you get an Acolyte in hand, which is awesome, and then you pip it out. That's like such a huge tempo swing. Yeah, her fingers are like, that's creepy, man. Wenji movie, right? 2 mana Path of Light, delve a light legendary and add it to your hand. Could be really good, could be really bad. There are some not great legendaries, but you do get to delve it, and it is 2 mana. I think this is something that makes it into sealed. Don't know if it makes it on ladder. We'll see. 2 mana light spell. It's Argus throwing his shield to the rescue. Give a friendly creature armor 1 and draw a card. I don't know. For 2 mana, I don't know if that's good. Armor is great, but there is a lot of destroy, and like any stat reset will take that away. You do get to draw a card, but is that enough of a tempo play for it to be good? And then we have Therial 2.0. Lord of Luster. It is a light card. It can only be played in light decks. It is an Aether, so it has a tribe, and it is a 6/9, just like the other Therial. And so I feel like we've read this before, but we're going to go over it knowing what the Lustric Cultist is. So roar, summon Lustric Cultist until your board is full. So that is 25 points of stats, not including Therial. Add another 15. That's 40 points of stats for 8 mana, which is a lot. But this plays around Unbound Flames, where the other 8 mana card from Genesis, that is like a 5/7, so worse stat line, and it summons 2/2s with frontline. Each Lustric Cultist randomly gains either Blitz, Frontline, or Ward. So if your opponent plays this at 8 mana, you are also at 8 mana, and 2 or even 1 of the 5 gets Ward. Like, that is going to be rough to deal with, on top of the fact that they have Blitz and Frontline. I don't know. I mean, are you making it to 8? Is this even... Are you going to get to play this? Will be taken. Yawgmoth, what is up? Hope you're doing well. You need to ramp like mad and finish before they get to 8. That's ridiculous. It is pretty good. Just toast a piece them, right? Yeah, toast a piece would be pretty good. Because that goes through ward. Okay. Everybody made me feel better. 4 mana spell, Amalgamate. Transform your acolytes into 5/5 Lustric cultists. Dread Touch. Give them frontline. So your opponent on their turn 2 will play whatever that spell is that gives them 3 acolytes. I mean, they get burned, so they are on the clock, but this is going to be so frustrating to deal with. I feel like 4 mana +3/+3 buff is a lot. But we'll see. Comboed with a brother card? I agree. If that's comboed with a brother card, it's GG, man. Theric Seraphim. 1 mana 1/3 Aether. Roar, give the chosen one +1/+1. Dread Touched, gain +1/+1. So this is like, I mean, that seems decent. Like you can value trade, eat the creature that is about to die that has value traded, get an extra, come down as a 1 mana 2/4, and you give the chosen one +1/+1. Seems good. Light and Luster, 3 mana, set each creature's health to 1, and power 4, so 7 mana, deal 1 damage to each creature. Smells like power creep. How's the set feel? I like how it feels. Have to try it out. I don't know. I have no opinions about anything. So 7 mana, there are a few cards that reduce empowered, but they're war cards, so maybe this ends up in sealed as removal. Although, I mean, it is removal. It can be played early or late. 3 mana, Black Sheep, draw 2 creatures with strength 2 or less. Dread Touch, give them +2/+2. So 3 mana, kill a card, and you get an extra 4 stats on 2 low-cost creatures. It's interesting. I don't know if it's going to be super good. Yeah, I don't know. Twisted Herald. Frontline. Dread Touch. Delve a creature from your deck of the same tribe as a sacrifice creature and draw it. 3 mana 2/5 is a solid stat line with Frontline. That's pretty good. Delve a creature from your deck of the same tribe as a sacrifice creature and draw it. I mean, just as like a stat line, the fact that you also delve and draw, and it has frontline, and it has an Aether tribe, compare this to, I don't know, that seems pretty good. Just saw the leggy because Bryn linked me those. Okay, nice. So to read it? Ain't that true for all sets? I have no opinions. I'm just here reading. Okay. Profane Ritualist. Also an Aether. 2 mana 3/2. Dread Touch. Transform a random friendly acolyte into a 5/5 Lustric cultist. So the Dread Touch is slightly tempo negative. You are killing a thing, but you are turning your 2/2 into a 5/5. Really a 5/4 because it loses 1 point of health from the burn. But I mean, like, the burn damage plays into CERN pretty well. Interesting. I don't know if it'll be main decked, but we will see. Procession. Pick 1. 6 mana light spell. It's epic, so it has to be great. Summon 3 2/2 acolytes. Transform friendly acolytes into 5/5 Lustric cultists. Dread Touch. Do both. So for 6 mana, you summon 3 5/5s as long as you have something on the board to kill. Could be pretty good. But like, let's say you have 4 acolytes on the board, right? You go face with 3, 4, you eat one, right? One is sacrificed to the dread, and then they all turn into 5/5 Lustric cultists. So pretty good, maybe, if you can get it to work, but seems like a good tempo play. Blasphemous Prophet. 5 mana, 4/6. Aether. Frontline. Dread touched. Give the chosen one +2/+2 and Blitz. So a 5 mana 4/6 with Frontline, I think is a solid ass stat line. This is Demogorgon stat line. It's a 4/6. That's a lot of health, and that's a lot of attack. Let's think of another. Stormstress, 5 mana 3/6. I guess it does 1 to everything, has frontline. This is a 4/6, has a tribe as well, but it gives +2/+2 and Bliss to your chosen one. Seems pretty good. 4 mana. Bearer of Change, super cool card art. I actually really like it. Roar. Give an enemy creature order +3. What the heck? That's cool. I haven't seen order in a while. If the chosen one has 10 or more health, obliterate that creature instead. Holy. So it's a 4 mana 4/5 with a tribe. So let's compare that to a Wetlands Ogre, right? That is a solid creature with a solid stat line, and it's 4 mana. Worst case, you're playing a solid creature, like a really strong tribe, stat line, only 4 mana, gonna buff your spear if you're using it, and it gives 3 order, right? Which is very valuable. You go around frontline, like that's great. But if you put it in a chosen one deck, which you like isn't even like a requirement, you don't have to. It's kind of it obliterates it. A 4 mana 4/5 that's gonna obliterate something. It's gonna go through ward, protected, armor, and just remove it from the game. That seems like the downside. The worst case, you're still getting something that's great. 4 mana 4/5, 3 order. That's their turn, my turn, and then it comes back on their turn. That's 3 turns. I don't have opinions. It doesn't matter. But that seems really good, and the card art is cool. All right. Well, that's enough of that. Fist of Dread. 2 mana light spell. Deal the chosen one's strength as damage to a creature. Okay, interesting. I think if your chosen one's big enough to deal damage to it, maybe just obliterating it for 2 mana more with a body. Ilaric, Lustric, Harbinger. 5 mana 1/1 at the start of the game. This becomes the chosen one. Roar. If this has 10 or more health, set your opponent's god's max health to 10. So, interesting. I mean, you have to gain 9 stats on the chosen one before the effect works. It is only 5 mana, but having read this, I wonder if you're better off just not even bothering with this and getting stats on something that's bigger. But yeah, something feels more crazy than other. Quick Gloom. Okay. Interesting. Like this is pretty crazy. And worship. It's common, right? It's probably not that good. Let's take a look at it. Five mana light spell. Okay, that's fine. Common. Sure. For each enemy creature, summon a 2/2 acolyte to attack that creature. That seems pretty good. That seems like a better version of that other 5 mana spell from Genesis where you just summon them, but I guess that makes sense. That's like a tiny bit of power creep. Let's read the Dread Touch. Give the acolytes protected first. Well, that seems like it's really good. right? So I sacrifice one creature. So say I'm at 5 mana and I have a 1 mana creature in hand. My opponent has 5 creatures on the board. I can kill that one creature. I summon 5 2/2 acolytes with protected that attack each enemy creature and then give me board. So aggro light in general, I guess around 5 and 6 mana, it's good to have board sometimes. So maybe a card that not only removes your opponent's creatures with very little setup, but also sets you up to just Asterius or Lutristic them or Procession them or whatever them. That seems like it's pretty good. I don't know if that's common power level. That's like power level 9,000. But I don't have opinions, right? I'm just a person. But this card art's cool, right? Like this guy is way cooler than this guy. He's like a little tassel. The guy like straight out of my favorite anime. We can save her. She seems like she has a great personality. All right, creepy goat thing. Let's look at Argus being an absolute Chad. The card kind of sucks. Eh. Okay. That's actually really creepy. Hey, he has like neck tattoos. Also creepy. Ugh. That looks like someone I know, which makes it so much creepier. Ooh. He has a forehead eyeball. Nice. That is really cool card art. We're gonna steal this and make it our background. Bird cat. That's cool. Really cool card art as well. Nice. From Deadly Sins, right? Yeah, it does. It does.